and welcome, welcome. Here we are. It is the beginning of the night in New Musalangu, and I am going to go to sleep right quick just as soon as I get the word that everyone is in bed. I'm going to change my position pretty quickly. I hope you had a good week. This is actually a recap of the week that I had in Mixer and in Twitch. And we're just going to rise up here and head for a bed over in this direction. We're still waiting for the response that everyone is in bed. But while we're waiting for it, we're just gonna come over here. We see a couple people still walking over here to get home. On the map, you can see them. And that's what they're doing. They're at the university apartments, and it takes them a little tiny bit of time to get upstairs. We have a little tiny bit of lag. I thought I saw a spider, but and there it is. And there's Hissa. One of our golems is in a corner. I'm going to have to get them when we wake up. But let's go to sleep. Hello, I see you. Welcome, welcome. And here we are. This is I'm going to do Trident up for a minute. Let's go see if we need to help some of our... Where is that? See that right there? That. Let's see if we can see. So here's a perfect example of what happened this week. We finished this apartment building, and I believe we had just started it. This past weekend. This is the university apartments, and we are in the process of putting them back into the mountain. So the builders dig away a portion of the surround in order to be able to build, and we have been in the process of putting it back. And I still haven't made up my mind whether I'm going to put the whole, whether I'm going to cover the entire glassed-in area there, because it's kind of neat, isn't it, that that they have that view of the desert. And so that is one of the things that was done this week. Another thing that was done is Zachary is in fact working on the university. And the reason he is because of Mackenzie. Mackenzie took over remember Mackenzie? She was a little staid librarian. She used to be here, and she lived in the big house with all the other women, but she was in here taking care of the library. And we had a loss. We actually lost Carson, the delivery person who we had for all this time was actually killed. It was a problem with a space. We had moved Riley over to the farm area so that we could move Philippa over to the university area where she is closer to her ranger tower. This is actually Philippa's ranger tower. And so when we moved Riley, Luna was actually on the stairs, and she actually needed to be at where Riley had originally been, which was right here. And unfortunately, Carson was attacked on these steps and was actually killed this time. Carson's been attacked several times, has survived several attacks, but he did not survive this one. So little Mackenzie decided that she was going to take over the business, and she did. And then we started noticing this. This is Hake, Isaac Hakeborn, and he owns this chicken farm. And every time we turned around, Mackenzie was here. So she was here more than she should have been, for the fact that she was just delivering something to him. And so we recognized that there was a relationship going on there. Now, one of the things we did this past week also was we were having trouble with the chicken house, in that right here, this rack, this chest, were sitting next to a wall back here. Not this kind of wall, this kind of wall. Actual wall. And the chickens were getting stuck between the wall and the rack and the chest. So we took out the wall and put in actual plank, so that they couldn't go behind there. Of course, we had to make some adjustment so that when they got up on top, they couldn't get out from here. And that has worked very, very well. We also closed in this part right here. This was actually open in the final level 5. And there she is. There's Mackenzie making a delivery. So we decided during this past week to, because of Mackenzie and because we actually needed more room, we had more men than we had women, and we actually needed to make the housing, what would you call it? What is that word? Mixed. Mixed housing, because we hadn't been mixing men and women, but the university housing is now mixed, and we put Hake and Mackenzie, they chose each other. And they moved in together. We moved all the other men who had lived with Hake out to the university apartments. Mackenzie moved in here, and they had a little girl, our very first kid. And I was hoping that we were going to have a couple, but we did not. And so we had Isabel, and Isabel, she was adorable. She was the first student to attend school. Now, here's what happened. So when it came time to choose a teacher, we were trying to figure out who we could choose, that those sounds are coming from underground, and they are actually not a threat, even though it sounds like they are. We were trying to choose someone who was creative, who wanted to work with kids, who was very, who was fun. And it turned out to be the chef, Ruth. She turned out to have these wonderful adaptability, creativity, knowledge, all of those things that make a good teacher, and athletics, dexterity. So she left her restaurant, and applied for the teacher's position and became the teacher. And then Kennedy, remember Kennedy? Kennedy was one of the women young women who was working at the university. And for a long time, she was really studious and in charge of doing a lot of the work here at the university. And she was ready to go out into the world, and she decided that she wanted to be a chef, that she was interested in cooking. Let me see where that is for a minute. Okay, that's in the mountains, so that is okay. That's actually in the mountain. So I'm looking at the red spots on the map. So Kennedy took over Ruth's restaurants right here on the shoreline, and she has been quite skillful in adjusting to adaptability was pretty big. Her creativity is pretty good. And so she is now the new chef of these restaurants. I haven't done any naming of the different restaurants here yet. So when Isabel was old enough, she entered school and Ruth was her teacher. Now, unfortunately, I had some misconception that they would actually be students, be kids longer than I thought, but they weren't. She grew up in the normal amount of time that Minecolonies has allowed for children, and she grew up in that time. Now, these creatures are in a cave down here. I have gone down here a couple times to find them, and I can't. They're actually down like 10 blocks, even though it looks like they're so close. They aren't. They aren't close. So I had to just accept the fact that they're just going to show there like that. So the sun is setting and everyone's going to go home. There's Hake. He is returning to his house. Ruth will leave school in a moment, and Ruth lives at the university. Hake, I think, was thinking that he had a chance to go and get some dinner, but he's decided to wait until Mackenzie comes home. And there are our librarians and our students and teachers going to the university apartments. Also in the university apartments now is Zachary. He's living in the university apartments. Now the balloons that you see are for the librarians who are always asking for paper. So they are trying to get the attention of the delivery person to bring paper. Paper is actually something that we could actually, and there we go, everyone's tucked in here, we could actually take and have a little farm for, and we might do that. I think that's what a plantation is supposed to be, that a plantation, they grow sugar and they grow sugar cane, and they grow, what's the other one that you need? One other non-food product. Did you hear that? Was that someone? Let's see. That's down below, but let's see down below where. They disappeared. I think they despawned. And over here, I never did go and get Hissa. Hissa is one of the last of the golems that we have. We haven't replaced some of our golems that we lost. because the rangers have been pretty good about handling the raids, the small raids. I prefer Hissa to be over here because this is out of the vision of Lady Philippa. So, just for a moment, so Isabel grew up, and this is the reason why Zachary is working on the university. There was no room for her in the university to go to, and so we decided to actually make the university, expand the university so that she could go to school. And since we were expanding the university, it is a level 3. We actually had brought the library up to a level 3 as well. Let me see where this is. I see that right there, and the only thing that I keep checking for is to make sure that the things that I see are actually down in the ground, and these are. Okay, good. So Isabel is now, our little kid is now at university. However, before Zachary finished, because he's working on the level 4 now, we realized that we did not actually have someone working the dye plant, the dyer. We did not have a person yet. We had finished this building at the beginning of the week, and we hadn't actually assigned anyone. So one of the university attendees, researchers actually, was Mark, and he decided that he wanted to do much more work with dyes and colors, and so he has become the person who is responsible for dyeing wools, making banners, and all of that. Now, he hasn't done much with his place yet. We are just waiting. We haven't done a lot with insides the way we have in our 12 cities, our Mine Colony 12 cities, because we are still building, and so that's part of the reason that we haven't. But we will get to it because we have to, because it's the fun thing to do. So there's Mackenzie, and Mackenzie has been a good delivery person. She did in the very beginning when she first started being taking over the delivery service. She was down here making a delivery, and see this right here? See what's happening right there? She was down there, and Tin Man 2 was standing on these stairs, and she was terrified of Tin Man 2, and she wasn't going to move. And see, she's kind of not moving again. I'm actually going to recall her. This happens every once in a while that she, nope, she found her way. And that's what she's been doing. She gets down there, and we could say that she just loves, being around farms. She actually really does. And she loves it so much that we might consider having a second farm here, having Hake take over a different farm, having her run the chicken farm, and having Hake do a new farm right here. Ooh, that would be a wonderful thing to do this week coming. So I think that is what we are going to do because she loves farms. So she was hanging around here, and then Tin Man 2 came down the stairs, and she was petrified of the golem, and we didn't know that she hadn't
I
moved
get to build it
for a
again?
long time, but that was before she moved in
Not good
with
enough, eh?
Hake. And we now that she lives with Hake, she's sort of gotten over her fear of the golems, and she is
Not
having
good
no
enough,
problem doing deliveries, as we just saw. I thought I was going to have to rescue her from there, but now I recognize that she just loves farms. And if she loves farms so much, why don't we do something about it? So we're either going to have her do the chickens or have her do the sheep. It would actually be nice to have a sheep farm right there. Those chickens were actually something that was native to this lost area here. But, oh, wow. Wow, we just missed the fireworks for the update of City Hall. So, since we were updating the university to level 4, we updated the City Hall to level 4, and here it is. And you are going to be the first ones to see it. I have not seen the inside of the level 4 City Hall. So this is the main hall right here. And look at all the beautiful banners that are in here. This is what Mark would have been working on, and they are absolutely gorgeous.
Not good
And we
enough,
have
eh?
some added rooms where people can come in and meet. And now we have stairs going up, I think, in both directions. I'm not sure that we did before, but we definitely do now. And
I
look
serve
at
with
this.
pleasure.
We actually have these little balconies off of the second floor. This is a gorgeous view. That is a beautiful view. So that's the view on this side. And we're going to go up here, and there she is. This is now, oh, look at this. It goes up even higher. And what is up here? Ah, this is where, wow, look at this view. So that was left accidentally. They put those up to protect the lights. And wow, look at this. So
I
this
serve
is,
with
whoa.
pleasure.
And look what we've got here. We've got a huge king size bed. And look at this beautiful closet we've got here. And this is a private room in the city hall. Yep, there's one there that got left. And here we are. Oh, they're all on there. Those were supposed to be to preserve, but they somehow are didn't get taken down. And there's the balcony there. Is the dirt on there? Yes, it is. I think that when they build them, they're putting those there to preserve the lanterns. And here's the other view. This view
Not
is,
good
oh,
enough,
and
eh?
it's sunset. Wow. This view shows us the mining area and the patrol tower and the acacia apartments that are on this side of the city hall. of the city hall. So there it is. Wow, it's absolutely beautiful. And there's Leela. She is going home. Now Leela has moved into the upper level of housing that Allison finished. Allison finished the houses up here, and Leela, Allison, and Mackenzie used to live here, but now Kennedy lives here. And no one is living in this house right now. We got this house ready for kids. We also got this house up to a level 5 so that we could have children. We got spiders. Let me get one. It takes me so long. Stop. I panic and it takes me so long to find the thing. So let me stop panicking, and there it is, and I've got it. And she's running because she's injured. So let me get this. Let me get this one. And let me get the other one. Where is the other one? Poor Philippa. She got attacked and she needed to recover. There it is. I got you. And yeah, so everything's hostile, and that's the reason why we unfortunately, even though we have a truce with the revenants, with the Lord of the Mountain, who we saw this past week. Wow. Okay, so she's going back inside, which means that she's actually really injured. Let me look at this. Let me go to sleep so that the doctor can get to work. She needs a doctor. So we're going to go to sleep, and then the doctor is going to come down. Let's make sure there's nothing here that she has to fight off for a moment until we get, what is that and where is that? I think that's underwater, but it's moving, so I just want to make sure that it actually is underwater, and it is not. Look at this. Where are they? Oh no, they actually are. They're below me. For a minute, I thought that wasn't below me. I have to check in the school every once in a while because sometimes, for instance, see that there? But they are under. And you would probably say to me, why don't I go down there and take care of them? And I tried. I went straight down on top of them, and they're like more than 4, despite the fact that they sound so loud. They're more than 4 blocks deep into the water. So it's like I'm not going to pick a fight. We do have a semi-truce, and it is noticeable that we are not getting as many attacks, that the Lord of the Mountain is in fact recognizing that we are in fact keeping the truce. And so I don't want to disrupt the homes of revenants who actually are not in the city or not a threat to the city. So right quick before we go, the last thing that we worked on, Leela was working on wow, that's just so intense. It's so much bigger than it was. It's like, whoa. But we had Leela work on it, instead of Allison. We started Allison working, and then we took her off that project to work on the smelteries. So we decided to use the dwarven smelteries so we could put them really close to the mine. So this is the mine entrance, and we actually rerouted this track. This track actually went straight this way, but we turned it to go towards the ore smeltery. So this is a level 5 dwarven ore smeltery. I haven't done anything to it yet, but the reason this part is open is because this is a level 4 stone smeltery that they're going to share a wall when this is finally done, and this wall will go back. This is actually the stairwell in the mine, but I needed this building to be close enough right here so that it would be there would be no space between these two buildings. And then I needed this building's entrance to be right in the middle of this wall, and to make it work. And so that's the reason why it broke into the hallway. Now, once this level 5, this is level 4 right now. Allison is working on bringing that up to a level 5. And when she gets done, we will fix the part of the wall that got broken down. Notice we brought this back, this hill back, in preparation for putting some buildings in this area. We thought we were going to have it face out, but then we just loved making this mining area include the ore smeltery, which makes sense, and the stone smeltery, so all of those materials aren't traveling very far. Then we can have boats bring that merchandise through this little bridge here and out of the gate here, and eventually the water will go all the way out through this right here, and then we'll meet ships that come to. We're going to have to make a bay here, and we talked about it, and one of my Twitch friends actually suggested dynamiting this sand barge in order for it not to take forever to get rid of it, so that we can fill this whole area with water. You will notice that we did start bringing the mountain up around this side of the city again, because it was just removed so that these buildings could be done. I think I might add some more so that it's not so flat, but this was just the beginning of getting that part done. And so yeah, there we go. That is pretty much what happened this past week. And thank you so much. Oh, you have to come and watch. I am definitely going to put another farm here for Mackenzie, and we probably next Saturday in Twitch are going to use dynamite to blow up this area here so that the water can be here, so we can start having ships. We're going to have to, of course, widen the river and get rid of these sand dams here, but we can and we will, and it's going to be fun. So that is what's happening in New Musalangu, and stay tuned. Later today Actually, I'm going to do it probably in the next half hour. I am going to go to New Musaekwe in the 12 cities, and we'll show all three of the 12 cities. We're going to start with New Musaekwe, and it is going to be fun to see what we did in New Musaekwe this last week. But I will see you then. And please come and watch the Twitch and Mixer, whichever accounts you have, or if you have both, and you will see the work being done during the week. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. There goes Mackenzie. Bye for now. Bye for now.